You can get injuries, he can get injuries. Like, there's so many things that goes on in a boxing match.
They all gonna be quiet come Saturday.
Crawford just revealed he's fighting with both shoulders injured, and what he said next is absolutely wild.
Yeah, my shoulder messed up, everyone. So don't tell Canelo. It may be the right, maybe the left, but it's both of them. I'm having problems with my shoulders. Shh, keep that under wraps.
Bud dropped this bombshell during his full media day interview, and the boxing world is going crazy. Fighting with 2 injured shoulders against Canelo. That's insane. Bud also revealed that he is fully aware of being the underdog in the ring, which is going to be Canelo's hometown.
I'm looking forward to being the underdog. I'm already prepared for that. That's nothing that we not prepared for. Anything that, involves this fight, we already, what's up. It's cool.
This changes everything about how we see this fight. Teofimo Lopez dropped some truth about the timing of this fight. It's happening on Mexican Independence Weekend, Canelo's home turf. Lopez thinks this is all about heart and legacy. Can Crawford really take Canelo's biggest stage away from him?
Both guys are under a lot of pressure. You got the Mexicans, you got Mexican Independence Day, Mexican Independence Weekend. You got Canelo Alvarez. This is his time of the time when he fights. September is his, no one else's. Yeah. And then Crawford going up 2, possibly 3 weight classes to fight, Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight world champion. Man, it's all about who wants it more and who wants to finish, in the cream of the crop. The best to ever see of this era.
Joe Rogan thinks Crawford looks huge after moving up weight classes. He admits Crawford has skills, but questions if it's enough to beat Canelo. Rogan's not convinced.
Come on, son. Look at that.
Yeah.
Callan's jerking off to this later.
I am.
100%.
I have a boner that could cut glass right now.
There's a
Holy shit.
photo on one of the websites that shows him at when he was fighting at 47, ripped versus him fighting now at 68 ripped, and he definitely looks thicker. He looks quite a bit thicker.
Technical, he's better than Canelo. I just don't see him being Canelo.
Dana White backs Crawford 100%. He calls him one of the best people he's worked with. Taking this fight shows Crawford has serious confidence.
No, the fact that he's going to take this fight, speaks volumes about who he is as a fighter and as a human, and I can tell you this, in working with him, he's one of the greatest guys you can ever work with. He's a good guy, and he absolutely, positively believes in himself.
Roy Jones Jr. sees Canelo's boxing skills, but respects Crawford's heart. He knows ways Crawford could win, but won't say how. Classic Roy keeping us guessing.
You can't take nothing away from Canelo. Canelo has been there for a while. Great puncher, great boxer puncher. If Bud can take the punch, which we're pretty sure he can do, we'll have a good fight on our hands. I think there are several ways for Bud to win it, but one way for Canelo to lose it. I ain't gonna disclose none of that, but that's just my thoughts.
We'll do that as we get closer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the betting odds are causing drama. Showbiz the Adult couldn't believe how close the numbers were. The respect for Crawford is real, but so is Canelo's size and power advantage. The gambling world is just as split as the fans.
I'm gonna have the links in the description box, but I placed my bets. The funny thing is, I can't believe that the odds were that close. I mean, that shows the respect that people have for Terence Bud Crawford. But for me, a 38, you guys know my takes, but a 38-year-old welterweight versus Saul Canelo Alvarez, undisputed super middleweight, who is 3 years younger than him. Listen, Terence Bud Crawford is too good for it to not be competitive for as long as it lasts, right? I just think Canelo is gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna stop him. I mean, probably not knock him out cold.
Max Kellerman brought the technical breakdown that has everyone talking. Both fighters are hard to hit clean, but Crawford's footwork is on another level. Still, Kellerman thinks Canelo's size and punching power might be too much to overcome.
The question is, can you hit him with combinations? And both guys are hard to hit. With the two-piece, hard to hit.
So who has the best footwork out of the two?
In terms of cutting off the ring, last fight notwithstanding, Canelo has gotten much better at cutting off the ring. But, early in his career, he had a problem with that and was much more comfortable counterpunching. But overall, I have to say Crawford. If you go down the list and ask me about tactical advantages, most of them are Crawford. What Canelo has is size, and as a result, physical strength and punching power.
Rising star Jaron Boots Ennis spilled some secrets about sparring with Canelo. He's confident about his own future, talking about smart pressure and knockout power. His words show he's not intimidated by anyone in boxing right now.
It's gonna be a big knockout, of course, you know?
What kind of boots can we expect?
You're gonna expect, super smart, sharp, intelligent, breaking them down, having my fun. And like I said, getting a knockout at the end of the night, that's what the fans love to see. So, that's what I want to do. Put on a show, look good, be phenomenal, and also, get the knockout as well. But if it don't come, it don't come, But we're not looking for no knockouts. We're just gonna have fun. Okay. We definitely gonna be victorious though, always.
Young fighter Lester Martinez got the chance of a lifetime, sparring with Crawford himself. Martinez admits he's focused on his own fight, but when Crawford personally asks you to spar, that's an honor you can't refuse.
No, pues mira, primero desde que él me dijo, hey, me vas a apoyar para mi pelea con Canelo, vas a hacer mi sparring, dije, genial. Qué alegre que un campeón de esa talla, de esa magnitud, venga y te diga, te necesito para mi siguiente pelea. Que se siente bastante genial, pero también se siente una presión porque sabes que lo quieres ayudar y no quieres que él diga, hey, yo te dije que me ayudaras y no me estás ayudando en nada. Entonces, que él me haya dicho eso se siente bastante genial también, pero ya luego de que me dijeron, tú vas a pelear, okay, ya me enfoqué más en mí.
Veteran reporter Jim Gray has seen it all in boxing. His message is simple. Anything can happen when the bell rings. He's seen too many upsets to count anyone out. The experts can talk all they want, but fights are won in the ring.
How dangerous is this fight for Crawford, and how likely is he able to upset Canelo?
Well, he seems to be prepared and ready for it, and yes, there is that danger. Look at what happened when Canelo moved up in weight against Bivol. So, there's a lot of examples, and there's examples the other way as well. So, it's hard to predict what is going to happen in a fight. That is why they fight. So for anybody to say they have a crystal ball and they know, I suggest they go down the hall here, because if they know it now, they'll end up leaving a heck of a lot more money in their pocket, and they'll be able to have that reading from that crystal ball. So nobody knows until they fight.
The boxing world has spoken, and they can't agree on anything. Legends are picking sides, fighters are choosing camps, and fans are at war on social media. Dmitry Bivol says weight doesn't matter. It's all mental. If Crawford's ready mentally, he can handle Canelo's power.
No, when something happened and something new and you wasn't ready for this, we all know these feelings, like the body become melting, like just soft, and mentality is very important also for this fight.
Bivol blames Canelo's past opponents' weak mindsets, not the weight difference.
Even his one weight class or two weight class lower, if he's mentally ready, he will be ready to get these punches and be okay with this. He could be good. At the same time, we saw how Canelo was fighting against another guys like Charlo, maybe Smith, Callum Smith, and we saw the huge difference. I think it's not because of weight class, it's about mentality of.
But Eddie Hearn isn't buying the Crawford hype train. Yeah, he admits both guys are legends, but here's his harsh reality check. Crawford hasn't fought the killers that Canelo has beaten. Without those big names on his record, can Crawford really be called the best?
Look, you're talking about 2 pound for pound greats. I mean, generational great is a strong word. I was having some good sort of, I want to say like argumentative banter with Crawford because he was on the plane. And I was basically saying to him that he's unlucky that he's not had the elite opposition that could necessarily make him a generational great. And he is a generational great talent, if that makes sense. Like, you look at Canelo's resume, I mean, it is unbelievable. I think.
Keith Thurman jumped into this debate with some fire takes. He's watching Crawford's hunger levels and comparing them to Canelo's proven knockout power. When legends like Thurman start breaking down the details, you know this fight is about to be special.
He hasn't been tremendously, devastating and taking people out. So that helps, that re-establishes the fight and is in Bud Crawford's favor there, So it's what boxing's all about, man. The one who really wants it is the one who's gonna win. I know Bud wants it. He's from my generation. He's a true American. I'm in his corner. I wish him the best of luck. But I don't doubt Canelo. I don't doubt what Canelo's capable of.
The great Teddy Atlas brought up boxing's oldest question: can skill beat size? This fight is the perfect test case. Atlas knows boxing history better than anyone, and he's treating this like it could change everything we think we know about the sport.
Who wins between the real good big man and the real good little man? Or the great big man and the great little man? Who wins? That has been a question through the history of this sport. We get another chance to answer that question. And that's great. That is tremendous. And you can make arguments both sides. Well, Canelo's too big. He's too big, and Crawford, as good as he is, he stepped up with Matrimorph, and he struggled a little bit. He won, but it was more competitive. We thought, well, we didn't understand how good Matrimorph was because we underestimated him because he only had 10 pro fights, but he had 300 amateur fights. He was a good, solid fighter, right? And he's on this card, of course, but he was a good, solid fighter. We didn't understand that, so we started to knock down Crawford a little bit because our expectations were so high, and that's wrong. That's wrong. He won, he changed gears, he did what he had to do when he realized the level of this guy in front of him, and he got the win. But again, people are gonna say Canelo's too big. He had trouble with a 154-pound guy when he went up from welterweight to that. So now he's going up to 168.
When these two pound-for-pound kings finally step in the ring, only one truth will remain. Will Canelo's power and experience be too much? Or will Crawford shock the world and prove that heart beats size? Who do you think wins this fight? Team Canelo or Team Crawford? Can Crawford's boxing skills really overcome the size difference? Or is Canelo just too strong at 168 pounds? And here's the big question: do you think this ends with a knockout or goes the distance? Let us know in the comments. If you want more inside info on the biggest boxing fights, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our breakdown.